Hey everybody, Streetbowl here, bringing you a high ELO game. As we can see, probably the most notable person in this game right now is TSM Lustboy there, the support for, of course, Team Solo Mid, who's going to be working Renekton in the top lane today, opting to start with a Doran's Shield right there. I quite like the Doran's Shield. It's one of my favorite items to start with, even though they did nerf it a long time ago. I feel like they gave it a ninja buff. I'm not sure if that can be confirmed or denied, but I feel like you see right there, it blocks 8 damage from single target attacks and spells from champions. I feel like it didn't used to do spells. I feel like it was always just auto attacks, and then they changed it to attacks and single target spells as well. So I feel like that was a ninja buff several patches ago. Let me know if I'm wrong though. Who knows? I might be crazy. But we're going to be seeing a Kalista and Thresh setup in the bot lane here versus MF and Janna. So it's actually going to be an interesting little thing because MF will be stronger than Kalista in this lane phase, but Thresh will probably do a little bit more than Janna. Now, that's not to say that Janna and MF can't poke them out. When Janna throws up her E, her shield, as well as, of course, it buffs your attack damage as well, MF's going to be able to trade extremely well with Kalista right there, but they do have to worry about getting hooked by that Thresh and then getting engaged on, because there can be some good sustain damage over time from Kalista, but really in a kind of just normal trade, MF should outtrade her, but Thresh can get the hooks off. There's also some sustain from the Relic Shield right there. A nice deep ward coming in from Renekton actually, so they will be able to see the jungle movements of Eve once she does move over to that side of the map. They will be able to tell, because it was placed so late, if they don't see her there in about, let's say, 30 seconds or so, then they can kind of assume that she started in the bot lane there on these Krugs, which is what she's going to be doing right here. Coach looking for ProTeam, going to get helped out by Deathwalker and Indivisible. And in the top lane, Lustboy is going to help out his Batman there, his Batman jungler, FSN Batman from Fusion. He's going to be helping him out there on the Krugs, so a kind of mirrored start there for the junglers working off the Krugs. And there is going to be Renekton versus Riven in the top lane there. Riven opting for a more sustain-heavy build with the longsword 3-pot there, which I don't mind. It's still a good start. But I usually like to start with some sort of a Doran's item, but it's really personal preference. He's going to have more sustain, like I said, with those pots, but I feel like overall you're getting way less gold efficiency out of that longsword, but you will be able to turn that into something. A bit of trading here. Indivisible actually taking a lot of damage from Janna. Janna can trade quite well with that shield up, but a decent amount of trade back there as well coming from Kalista. Now in the mid lane, Kassadin is going to have a little bit of trouble until he gets level 6. Zed will probably bully him a bit, and as we can see, Kassadin started with the Crystalline Flask. Oh my goodness, level 2 being hit there. There's the Ignite actually. Heal popped while the Ignite is on, so that's going to be a halved heal right there. And that is going to be actually a really big win for the blue side. Oh my goodness, and the hook actually lands there onto Janna. Janna getting flayed back, pops the E shield on herself, and she's going to get a ton of trade damage in. So Indivisible got a lot of damage onto himself, but he's got a lot of sustain as well, and Indivisible is going back in actually. Nope, decides to walk out again. Deft trading with Lustboy in the top lane, has to pop the shield and dashes away. Lustboy doing some decent trading right there. I think the Doran's shield is going to work out really well. All of the pots already being popped there for Riven in the top lane, so that Doran's shield is going to pay dividends because it's got some sustain on it. On top of that, Indivisible, I don't think has enough mana left to do much out of that. There's the Flash Ignite coming from Zed, and Zed is actually going to get first blooded here by Kassadin. Kassadin doing a great job of flashing away. Didn't even have to pop the Ignite. The turret damage plus the Q was more than enough, and here comes Eve into the top lane. Lustboy's going to have to be careful here. There is the ping. I'm on my way. He's going to go for the gank. There's going to be a try to bait him in is Deft. And there's Deft dashing forward, gets the stun, but Lustboy does hit level 4, so this could be a little bit dangerous. Here comes Eve from behind. He's way too far in committing, but he will be able to get in there. Is he going to be able to get out? I think he's going to just try and execute himself here against the turret. No, he's going to actually try and back here. Oh no, I don't know what Lustboy's doing exactly. I don't know if he just didn't see Eve before there. I mean, obviously he couldn't see because she was invisible, but he could have. She came uninvisible there, so I think it was he was kind of window shopping there, unfortunately. So good play there by Eve. There's the teleport in from Riven. So Lustboy's going to be 1-1 in top lane, and Eve is going to pick up the first kill of the game for the blue side. Oh, there's the hook onto Janna, but like I mentioned before, not much mana left on Thresh. He traded a lot early, and there's a bunch of damage going on Deathwalker, and here is the the safeguard rather, coming in from Lee Sin, the flash away by Janna. Great play by Batman coming in to pick up a kill here, and it is going to be 3-1 so far for the red team. Some great movements by Lee Sin, and unfortunately a little bit of over-aggression by Indivisible, I feel. When you don't have that much mana as Thresh, you're just not the same champion that you are when you can use your full kit. And MF and Janna are going to go back here and try and pick up something nice for themselves. Some boots and a Doran's Blade picked up for Kalista, which I like. When you're... Oh my goodness, actually the flash away, and oh, the minions auto attacks actually get it. Wow, MF picking up a kill for herself right there, so she's going to get more than she actually even wanted to when she goes back there to buy, which she will after shoving the lane. You want to shove that lane and deny some CS. And Eve actually kind of chilling in the top lane right there. Gonna decide to back. Whoa, there is actually the flash from Kalista, really going after some trade damage. I think she thought that her passive could get her close enough to just keep auto attacking and jumping after MF. Unfortunately, that's gonna be a wasted flash for Kalista in the bot lane, compounding things going wrong for the blue side right now, and they're behind by a little over 1k gold currently at 5 minutes 30 seconds into the game. Janna taking the time. When her AD carry is not there, she's using that time to go roam the map and get some deep wards down, which is a really good idea, because there's no real point for you to be there in a 1v2 scenario without your AD carry, because you're not really going to get much CS, you'll just be zoned out. Take that time as a support to go get some good wards in. And here's Eve into the mid lane, actually. Lee Sin's going to come in for a counter gank, but Kassadin is level 6 finally, so he should be fine. But in the top lane, Renekton trying to pick up himself another kill, but Riven is going to be able to get away. And Riven actually doing a pretty good job at keeping up in CS right now. They're pretty much tied. Renekton 2 behind right now, but that's kind of actually I was gonna say we'll see that change exactly as Riven goes back here. The teleport is still down for Riven, and Renekton of course used his teleport to get back in lane as well. So Renekton gonna be doing some damage to the turret right now. Has no wards, but he doesn't really care because he couldn't really see Eve anyway with a ward. So he's just gonna be content on using his slice and dice to get away. But Zed is still level 5 right now. Kassadin is trading with him really well, but Zed's trying to bait in for his level 5 Eve right there. I don't know how good of an idea this is because the Q actually misses from Lee Sin, and AsheIsElite actually is gonna go down here underneath the turret. Decent Shaco will die from the ignite. No, he will not. It actually ticks off. Oh my goodness. The pot was just barely enough, and Batman is going to go down. Oh my goodness. What a trade right there. Flashing red health bars there for Coach looking for ProTeam as well as Lucent Shaco, but they stay alive and get a 2-0. A wonderful little 2v2 there in the mid lane. Great play coming out from the blue side. That's going to be 3-0 for Eve right now. And as we can see, she actually finishes her warrior enchant there on her Stalker's Blade. So she's going to be doing a lot of damage. Decides to pick up a ward as well. She's behind Lee Sin in CS, but it doesn't matter when you've got 3 kills. She's going to be way farther ahead. The Brutalizer gets finished there for Zed, so that's going to have a lot more damage. Kassadin opting to go the Rod of Ages route, which is pretty standard, but it is going to delay power spike a little bit, because that Catalyst Protector is just health and mana until he builds it into a Rod of Ages and it gets stacking. Then he can start becoming the powerhouse that we know and love Kassadin as, but until then it's going to be a little bit rough. And speaking of rough, it's going to be rough in the bot lane for Kalista and Thresh here, because MF decided to buy a BF sword with all of her money that she had spent, and there's only a Doran's and boots for Kalista, which I like. Like I said, it's very, very cost efficient, especially when you're behind with those Doran's and boots. But I think the BF sword is going to be better if they go into an even trade. Here's Eve trying to make it not an even trade, though, by stealthing in. Let's see if they can make something happen. The hook does not land, though, unfortunately. And they're just going to trade damage onto Eve. Wow. Half down to her health. Thresh is halved, and that is not going to be a good trade, unfortunately. Wasted time for Eve in the bot lane, and not only wasted time, but she gets chunked down to about half HP. And here comes Lee Sin in the top lane, but he does get pinged out, and there's a couple pings there coming out, letting them know that Lee Sin is there, but I think Lee Sin throws down the pink ward, and he's going to clear that ward out for himself. They do know he's there, though, but he doesn't even care. They're just going to go straight for a turret dive here, it looks like, and they just go straight under, kicks him into the wall. There's the Q follow-up, and that is going to be a perfect execution on the turret dive there for Lustboy and Batman in the top lane, and the Crocodile and the Blind Monk just kind of go off and part their ways and say, good job, bud, peace, I'll see you later. Eve, though, knowing that Lee Sin is on the top side of the map, is trying to make something happen on more the bottom side of the map, going to counter jungle a little bit, it looks like right here. Scuttle Crab just respawning again, and Lee Sin taking the top Scuttle Crab, bottom Scuttle Crab respawning is the one that I meant there. But we see in the bot lane there, Janna and MF seem to be a nice position in the lane. They can out-trade Kalista as well as Thresh, but Kalista is now level 6, so she can throw Thresh into Janna and MF as an engage if she would want to. If that Thresh hook misses again, which it did before, we see Lee Sin actually counter-jungling here, taking the enemy blue buff, because he knew that Eve was on the bottom side of the map, actually clearing those wards before. So actually really good play by both junglers here, and Eve is going to go try and go back to her blue buff, but Lee Sin has already taken it. And that Scuttle Crab speed up is going to allow him to move away pretty darn quickly here, as Kassadin is pinged out, but he can jump pretty darn quick. I don't know if the ping is going to be enough. There's the good little Thresh Lantern, and there's the hook on a Kassadin actually. He's going to eat a turret shot. There's the ultimate from MF, and it forces them into the corner. There's the Zed ultimate, and it is going to kill Batman. Well executed. Lucent Shaco getting both double buffs right there. So even though it was a beautiful buff steal from Batman, the buffs just get traded right back there, and Zed is going to pick them up. So buff transfer complete, and Eve is going to go into the mid lane right now. Alright. In the top lane, Lustboy and Deft just trading back and forth right now. The CS, like I mentioned before, relatively even. The difference is, though, of course, is Riven is going to be building damage, and Renekton, oh my goodness, wow, I was going to say, are they going to dive? There's no forces the flash out of Kassadin, and his ultimate was not up, so he could not tick away with that jump there. And Lustboy is going to go pretty hard onto this. This could be an all-in, possibly. He's going to decide to back out. No, they are going to trade on this. He pops the ultimate, and he's going to chase after Deft. Deft had already used the active of the ultimate right there. There's the stun. He's got a full Fury bar. If he dashes forward, I was going to say he could get this, and he does. Picking up a kill in the top lane 1v1 solo is Lustboy. Lustboy taking control of that lane, and unfortunately Riven is 0-3-1 right now. Lucent Shaco over the wall. Batman, oh no, misses the Q actually. Lucent Shaco flashes over the wall. Coach looking for ProTeam. Oh no, the hook misses. Oh, the exhaust and the ultimate coming out from ThinhNguyen. Oh wow, what a great play by the support right there, making sure to keep his jungler safe, and Deathwalker is going to be straight up in the back here. There is the ultimate from Kalista, and yep, that should be, oh no, wow, the hook onto Janna. Over the wall is Kassadin, and the Thresh box is popped, and they should be able to get away from this. And Ashe actually picking up the kill there on Kassadin, or AsheIsElite rather. Kassadin picking up the kill. Oh no, overcommitment by Zed as well, and the double buffs are traded right back over to Batman. Nice little refresh, and this should be a free dragon now. The smite of Coach looking for ProTeam is going to be back up, and he could contest, possibly with a flash over the wall or something crazy like that, but I don't think they should. There's the hook onto Kassadin, though. They're actually just going to... Oh, Kassadin's going to go straight over the wall. What is he doing? I don't know what the heck that was from AsheIsElite. After you get hooked, he should be thanking his lucky stars that he was even alive right there. The Q lands up by Batman. There's going to be the flash away, and he flashes after him, and this should be a double kill for Batman. There's the slow from the red buff. They flay away, and that is going to be the double kill for FSN Batman. 5-2-1, trying to catch up to Coach looking for ProTeam. Wow, what great plays there, and a little bit of a misplay there from AsheIsElite. After, like I was saying, he should be thanking his lucky stars that after he got hooked, he wasn't killed there. They didn't try and murder him somehow. So following up on that was really unnecessary, I feel. You knew that they were already going to back away. A lot of damage actually traded on a def, and they need to be careful. Right, Janna actually going to get dove right there. Yeah, a little bit of over-aggression, but Riven is going to stay alive there. Just barely. Very calculated decision there by Riven. Blue buff picked up again by Batman, just refreshing that on himself, and he's going to go back here now. The Sunfire Cape is finished for Renekton in top lane, and that should be really, really strong against this Riven. Riven opting to go for the Lucidity boots. Now, oh my goodness, actually Lustboy kind of in a sticky situation here. There's the ultimate from Zed. He needs to be careful. He pops the ultimate himself. Lustboy walking away right now. There's the smite to slow him down. Zed is going to be able to pick up this kill. No, there's actually the stun. Oh my goodness. He actually has just enough health. There's barely. Oh, and it will trade 1 for 1, but Lucent Shaco might go down here to AsheIsElite. Let's see if he has enough damage. He's got that E-trade. He should be good with an ultimate. One more. There we go. And that is going to be the double kill for AsheIsElite. So even though Lustboy went down, they traded 2 for 1. And it was not too bad, actually, of a trade. So Lustboy giving up kills unnecessarily with some over-aggression, counter-jungling right there, but great follow-up from AsheIsElite. Picking up some kills on Kassadin is never a bad thing. And like I was mentioning before, having that Rod of Ages now, that he's slowly stacking it right now, we can see it's 1 stack right now, but once it starts stacking more, even though he's just got the Rod of Ages right now, it's still going to be so much better than before. He actually has some combat stats now. Great little dodge there from MF, and the slow, and oh my goodness, this might be a dead Thresh. Great ult from Kalista, and the ult is not going to hit. Throws him back to safety. Great ultimate from Deathwalker, and that is the beauty of Kalista, saving your support, pulling him back when he is in danger. An Indivisible rather, owes his life there to Deathwalker, and there's going to be the hook onto Janna. He does get knocked back rather. Oh my goodness, Batman in the top lane has to ward jump away, and he goes back in actually, follows up on the Q, and he should be good enough to go on this because he does have the follow-up from Renekton, and that is going to be a 3rd kill for Lustboy in the top right there. Great play to follow back up on that Q from Batman there. Here comes Eve, though. She's trying to bait them in and gets Thresh flayed. Monsoon from Janna says no, he's going to go down before Indivisible gets killed there. And the speed up from Eve as well as the red buff should spell the end. No, actually just decides to back off. I think he worried about Kassadin coming there. Is spotted with the ward. Janna was kind of just chilling right there, just waiting. She did have the exhaust, so she could stall for even more time, and Janna is a great support for stalling for time with her disengage and slows, all of those wonderful things. Kassadin is going to still keep chasing Eve here and decide finally just to back off, and I think that Janna's going to push the wave and then head back here as her AD carry just respawned right now. A little bit of over-aggression there, unfortunately. But Coach looking for ProTeam is 1v1ing AsheIsElite in the jungle. AsheIsElite decides to just back off because he sees Zed coming. No, he's still going to keep going right here. Actually, a little bit, he knows he can jump away, of course, because he is Kassadin, so he is playing a little bit kind of cocky right now, trying to protect that pink ward. But that pink ward is placed there. You can't really protect that spot. It was only placed there for Eve, just to make sure you're not getting jumped on. So having a deep pink ward like that, you can't really defend unless you want to get yourself killed. So I think a good decision for Kassadin just to back off there, even though he could have stayed and jumped over the dragon wall like I said before. Just keep it safe. Just let the pink ward die. It's not worth it. Just buy another one and you'll be alright. Now with the tower down for Deft here, there's a lot of chase room for Lustboy, and this might be a 4th kill. No, he decides to back off actually. I'm not sure why he did that. I think there was a ping there. I'm not sure who pinged him or what happened there, but I think someone was saying that there was an Eve there or something, and Lustboy, reacting to the ping, decided to back off from Deft, but I think he probably could have gotten a kill there on Deft if he hadn't been so afraid, which is something that happens sometimes. And here's the Eve for follow-up, and now this might spell trouble, but I think he's going to go over the wall here. That flashes over the wall there, and he's going to turn around. He might actually go back in for a kill. He's going to go walk into the enemy jungle for right now. Does get pinged out, so Zed's going to try and collapse on him. Buttersword misses right there. Eve actually walking on the long route. Will Lustboy be able to get out of this? I don't think so. Zed should be able to do something. No, he queues over the wall. Actually, oh my goodness, Zed actually, I was going to say flashes forward. He should have actually just gone straight in for the ultimate. Instead, he actually burns a flash. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Lucent Shaco. He had his ultimate up originally. He should have, initially just used the flash and then ulted right after instead of trying to cube. Tried to be greedy before. There's the ult from Kalista and gets thrown in. 3-man knock up there. But all that's really going to do is just kind of stop Batman from coming in. Is the ult going to be enough? No, he does go in. He follows up in the queue at the very last second, and that's actually going to be a kill. Oh my goodness. Such patience from the red side right there. ELO and FSN Batman played that so well. They waited till the very last second, got the final Q off for each of them, each of their Q abilities, and were able to pick up the double kill under turret. And that is almost a 7k gold lead here at 17 minutes for the red side. This is a phenomenal lead. MF is so strong right now. Kassadin's getting really strong. Lucent has been strong for pretty much this whole game. Janna's on point. She's getting some nice items so far. And Renekton is a monster right now, deciding to finish off his Ravenous Hydra once, of course, he's got the Tiamat and Vamp Scepter that will build into the Ravenous Hydra there. But he's opting to go for the Ravenous Hydra after he gets his Sunfire, so he's going defensive early, and then the second item is going for more wave clear. He's going to be a split-pushing monster. The Sunfire and the Ravenous Hydra will allow you to just burn through waves so fast. Renekton's already pretty good at clearing waves with his Slice and Dice as well as his Q. It does so much to those waves, and the hook is actually going to miss there, and Indivisible needs to be careful. He's got some backup from his Eve, but I don't know if that's going to be enough right now. There's the TP. Yep, they're going to have to burn the TP and try and get this trade on. Zed goes in, actually goes immediately away from his ultimate. There's the TP as well from Janna. Oh, no, the Monsoon rather from Janna. Not that much. Batman is going to go down. There's the shutdown. And in goes Lustboy trying to be the front line that his team needs. There's the jump from Kassadin. From the side there is Kalista, though she's kiting backwards. Lustboy in the front gets hooked, but they're just going to pull him a bit closer. There's the ultimate from Kalista, and they should be able to stay safe right now, but Deathwalker gets bumped up. As you know, the Q just barely doesn't do enough damage. AsheIsElite might try and get a jump in here underneath the turret. They're pinging him out. They know he's there. He's low on health, though, so I wouldn't suggest doing that like they are pinging for the red side. Just back out and take the dragon here. Set up some wards. Yeah, push some waves here. That's a good idea, too. You can just grab the turrets and then take the dragon. Anything you want right now, but really good call for them to back off, not get over aggressive and go for kills. Just take things that are really safe and effective. And MF actually opting to grab the turret in the bot lane there, while the rest of his team goes for the dragon. So I actually like this. It's a bit greedy, but I think he has just enough time to get the turret and then get the dragon safely. Uses the slow there. Really good play by MF to keep herself safe and get her team a turret for free, and they will get the dragon for free as well. Really nice play from the red side right here. 19 minutes in the game, and then it's going to be the second dragon for red side. Riven pushing in the top lane by herself. And they need to be careful right now. Eve spotted out, and Janna's trying to get the slows on, but I don't think his team's going to back him up. They're all chasing Zed right now. Zed is going to get... Oh, Zed actually ults MF. He might have enough damage. The kick away from Lucent, and is not going to be enough damage. Nice little safeguard from Batman. Wouldn't have killed her anyways, but a nice little safeguard. Always want to protect your team, and better safe than sorry. Kalista's going to be pushing bot lane. The wave crashing into top lane turret right there. Lucent picking up his red buff. Oh my goodness, Kassadin jumping over the wall, just getting some trade damage, not wanting to fully commit. Just jumping in, poking a bit, and backing out. Lucent picking up that red buff like I said, and Kalista should be able to get a free turret in bot lane. But really good job by ThinhNguyen to clear some wards there. Another pink thrown down by Thresh though immediately after this other one was cleared. Deathwalker out of position though. He didn't have as many wards as he needed, and actually, yep, I was gonna say he didn't have as wards as he needed, and he didn't have the turret rather to fall back to as well. Even though at this point in the game the turret's not gonna really save you, you'll be able to dive. So a little bit of an overextension from Deathwalker. It does get the turret, but it's an unnecessary kill, unnecessary gold going over to Kassadin. And as we can see, Kassadin's farm is pretty bad, to be honest, but it doesn't matter when you've got 6 kills and 4 assists. He should be fine, as we see with the needlessly large rod there, and he just finished his Seeker's Arms Guard, so he's going to go into Zhonya's, which is really, really strong for Kassadin, because he can just jump in, and then after that immediately Zhonya's if he's in trouble, so he can jump into 5 people and still make it fine. And actually Kassadin does not have any form of boots yet. The Youmuu's Ghostblade popped by Zed, but he's going to kind of just walk back. There's the safeguard in, and actually a flay into the Thresh box, but it's going to be Zed going down, a flash away. Oh, they smite. Is he going to be able to get enough to kill Lee Sin? Lee Sin should go down to Eve here. Nope, the safeguard away. Yep, there he goes down. And Lustboy might go down here to Deathwalker. Deathwalker should pick up the kill. There it is. Coach looking for ProTeam actually gets the kill, but Deathwalker has to overextend to get that. Indivisible is just caught out here, unfortunately. Tries to die there to save his team pretty much. A little bit as a distraction, but that is going to be a 1-team fight again. Oh, actually, no, pretty much they traded 2 for 2, actually. Even though they got everybody to low health there on the red side, they only got a 2 for 2 trade there, so actually not too bad of a trade for red side, or for the blue side, rather. But ELO is just going to be pushing down turrets here, which is exactly what you want to do as an AD carry. I love to see AD carries that are turret focused, because the AD carry is the best person in the game at pushing down those turrets, and turrets mean more map control, more global gold, all those sorts of things. But he needs to be careful right here. There's the slowdown smite from Eve. Does he have enough trade damage? He gets the shield from Janna, but that is not going to be enough. Unfortunately, that's one of the things that we saw there. Deathwalker did that in the bot lane. When you overextend and don't have the wards, or there's an invisible person on the other team, you can't overextend like that, so get some trade damage on the turret, not trade damage, get some damage on the turret, and then back off and be safe. And here is the bait from Janna, actually, but Kassadin jumps over the wall, and the bait actually turns out to be almost a bait for Janna. There's the slow as well as the jump in from Kassadin. Kassadin does not have his Zhonya's yet, though, so he's going to get shut down, unfortunately. We're not on the same page was Janna and Kassadin, and Janna gets down as well. Lucent Shaco is going to be trying to make a play here on Renekton. Will he pop his ultimate? I think he should. Yep, there it is right there after the hook lands. Pops his ultimate because you know he has some good time for damage. Doesn't opt to use the ignite though. Is going to hold on to that for the next fight. Oh, and unfortunately, Lustboy trying to go on the side there. Batman's going to get a nice 1v1 kill in the bot lane there. Another overextension from Deathwalker. But really good play in the top lane there to take down Lustboy. Going back to his shadow was Zed there on Lucent Shaco, getting the kill on Lustboy, which is really nice because Lustboy's worth a fair amount of gold with all the kills and farm that he's been getting. Now the Zhonya's has finally been completed there for Kassadin, so he has his Rod of Ages as well as his Zhonya's, which is exactly what you want. Once he has those 2 items completed, pick up the first tier boots as well, which I was mentioning before. Didn't have boots, which is fine on Kassadin to be honest, because you can just jump around with your ultimate. Anytime you have a champion that can jump around, like we see with Zed there, of course he can jump to his shadows, you don't need the movement speed as much. Now you can still use it, so the same thing could be said for with Riven, and I was going to talk about this earlier. Riven opted to rush those Lucidity boots pretty early. Usually, the way I feel about Riven is you either should get no boots if you're ahead, or if you're behind, rushing Lucidity boots is good. Sometimes if you're ahead, you can rush Lucidity boots too, but it kind of depends on really what you want to do. Either you should rush for those boots, or you should get no boots at all. Kind of go one or the other. I feel like going half and half isn't the way to go. Either you should be like, I want to fight all the time, and I'll just rely on my actual movement from my abilities, my little hops from my Q and my dash and things like that. Or you can, oh my goodness, there's the Zhonya's, and that's what we were talking about before. Kassadin can jump in and then Zhonya's and be safe, so he should be able to get out there. There's the Thresh hook, but it goes down way too fast. Kassadin jumping to safety, and that is the beauty of Zhonya's on an assassin like Kassadin. Coach looking for ProTeam, kind of caught out there, but there's Riven trying to save his team. Monsoon coming from Janna, but that is actually going to be a 1-for-1 trade right there. Overall, a 2-for-1. Here comes Renekton from the bottom, though. He is spotted out by a ward, so they should be able to get away in time. Before they make something happen here, they will be able to siege this with this minion wave coming up. There's the Q line, there's the ultimate from Zed, and he's going straight up at the kick away immediately from Lee Sin, and he's going to get shut down by MF. Deft going down underneath the turret there as well. Deathwalker is kiting back for his life. His passive is not going to be enough, though, I don't think. Once the Q comes up from Lee Sin, he should be fine. Flashes the Q, actually. Will he be able to get away on this? Oh my goodness, great play from Deathwalker. Lustboy is a man possessed, though, and that is a giant crocodile. Batman might go down. No, the safeguard as well as the shield from Janna. He has enough shields to stay out as long as his team is tanking the turret for him. Lustboy has to be the last man there. Batman just barely getting away. No! Oh, it's an execute, so it's not that bad for Janna going down there. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of a delay right there, but actually we can see pings coming out on Baron as well as Dragon. Dragon just spawning right now. We'll see which one they decide is more important for them. They do have 2 dragons right now, so the third stack of Dragon is that movement speed. The Scuttle Crab being killed here for the blue side, which is a really smart thing to do, so they do have that vision around Baron. They also have that pink ward right there to make sure there is no vision and they can clear it over the wall, but they don't really have the map control right now in order to kind of maintain that. I feel like that pink ward will be killed here once the red side gets back onto the map. Red buff being taken there for MF, and they're going to go for Dragon, it looks like, as they're pinging out here for the next setup. The ward control over the Baron is entirely on the side of the blue side, so they should be fine on that, but the problem is with all those wards spent on the Baron, they don't really have much control for Dragon here, and that's what red side is trying to go for right now, is they're going to pick up this third Dragon. They need to be careful right now about the hook, though. Hooked in is Janna, but he has to just back off right now. The red being picked up there for the coach, looking for ProTeam there. Eve, and Eve is going to push out a wave here, but I don't know if they can contest this. Eve actually going back in the jungle. She's just going to farm for right now and just let them have this. Riven tries to steal it with her ultimate over the wall, but that is not going to be enough, and there is the ping for Baron right there. They're going to have to clear some wards, and they don't have any sweepers right now, but they do have 2 pink wards, which should be alright if they throw a couple of them down here. I'd love to see one in the Baron pit and then one in that island brush right there so they can camp it out. Oh, there they go. They throw it in that, which is not bad as well. Oh, they throw it into those 2 right there, which is actually pretty good. So they have vision of the Baron, but they're gonna kind of just try and camp this out. That's why I like to see them throw it over. Oh, the ward just died in front of Baron right there. So the blue side does not have vision, but they're just gonna decide to fight this in their own jungle. Oh, the kick away as well as the Q follow up, and it should be enough damage for deft. The Thresh lander goes over the wall. Monsoon from Janna keeping his AD carry safe, and there's the Zhonya's coming out from Kassadin. Kassadin gonna follow up on this with the Q there as well. Once his ultimate comes back up, he might jump in. They're just gonna let them go. Actually, no, Lustboy follows up as well. They're going in on this. The turret is at such low health. There's the Thresh box. They should be careful about that. There's the ultimate from MF. In goes Lucent. In goes Kassadin, and they have so much jump in. They have so much follow up and movement gap close. LoveSezu is going to take down that turret, and that should be a free inhibitor here for the red side. And this is going to spell most likely the end of the game. Not in that they'll kill the Nexus, but this is going to be really rough for blue side to come back here. Zed having to go away, pops his ultimate, but has to use it defensively to get away pretty much. The Ignite rather is not going to kill him, but that is going to be the surrender, and that's what I said exactly. Even though it wasn't really technically the end of the game, after they got that inhibitor right there, it is going to be really hard to come back, especially against high quality players like we saw on the red side right now. So great game from both teams, but unfortunately for the blue side, red side, you're going to be picking up some fat LP for that win. My name's Streetbowl. Thank you guys so much for watching the cast, and I'll see you guys next time.